that Coach Wade talked about was coming into this league being in shape, and Kate has done a great job of being prepared. And I love the motor that Kate Martin plays with. She recognizes that she has a shot. If it's not there, she gives it up. Just a smart IQ.
You know that feeling when you're watching a game and suddenly everything changes? That's what happened when Kate Martin stepped onto the court against Brittney Griner. Nobody saw it coming. This rookie, fresh off the bench, was about to turn the basketball world upside down. Imagine this. Martin, barely known outside her college team, faces off against Olympic star Griner. The crowd's quiet, thinking it's gonna be a quick play, but then Martin zooms past Griner like she's standing still. That's just the start. By the end of the night, Martin's got a double-double, and Griner's left wondering what hit her. Want to see how this unknown player became the talk of the league overnight? You know that moment when you're watching a game and suddenly everything changes? That's exactly what happened when Kate Martin stepped onto the court. Picture this. Martin, fresh off the bench, facing Olympic star Brittney Griner. Nobody gave her a second thought. The crowd was quiet, thinking it was going to be a quick play. But then something crazy happened. Martin zoomed past Griner like she was standing still. It wasn't just luck, she was moving with purpose.
Martin blows by Griner, 2 more places, and the lead is 10.
You could see the determination in her eyes. It was like she had been waiting for this moment her whole life. Let's talk about Martin's college career for a second. She wasn't just Caitlin Clark's sidekick at Iowa. This girl was averaging 13.1 points and 6.8 rebounds in her final season. That's solid, right? But here's the thing, nobody was talking about her. It's like she was invisible. All the spotlight was on Clark, and Martin was just in the background. But now she's face to face with one of the biggest names in women's basketball. What's she gonna do? You won't believe what happened next. Martin didn't just keep up. She started running the show. It was like watching a rookie turn into a superstar overnight.
Kate Martin with a great decision, knowing Griner coming out, there's no way for her to be in 2 places at one time.
Imagine this, Martin grabbing rebounds left and right, outmaneuvering Griner in the paint. She was everywhere on the court, making plays that had the crowd on their feet. You could see the confusion on Griner's face. She wasn't used to being outplayed like this, especially not by a rookie. And you know what's crazier? Martin wasn't just scoring, she was setting up her teammates too. She was dishing out assists like a seasoned point guard.
That Coach Wade talked about was coming into this league being in shape, and Kate has done a great job of being prepared.
It was like she had eyes in the back of her head, always knowing where her teammates were. But it wasn't just her offense that was on fire. Martin's defense was insane. She was blocking shots, stealing passes, and making Griner work for every single point. It was like watching David take on Goliath, and David was winning. As the game went on, you could feel the energy in the arena shift. At first, everyone was there to see Griner, but by the third quarter, all eyes were on Martin. The commentators couldn't stop talking about her.
Concentrating on free throws, which is probably something that they may need to take a little time to do.
Money Martin.
They were scrambling to pull up her stats, trying to figure out where this performance was coming from. The energy in that arena was off the charts, folks. You could feel the electricity in the air as Kate Martin continued to dominate the court. It wasn't just that she was holding her own against Brittney Griner, she was straight up outplaying her at every turn. Picture this. Griner, the Olympic star, looking completely lost out there. She's struggling to make any kind of impact while Martin's all over the court, making plays left and right. It's like watching a rookie transform into a superstar right before our eyes.
You gotta love Money Martin. Kate Martin, just an excellent shooter. She runs the floor so well. One of the things...
You know what's insane? Martin's not just playing defense. She's scoring like it's going out of style. Let's talk about her shooting for a second. This girl is draining threes like they're layups. The stats don't lie. Her team's shooting percentage hit a whopping 56.9% from the field, including 13 three-pointers.
She brings a high-level shooting ability to our floor as well.
I think I started something.
And guess who was a big part of that? You got it, Kate Martin. But it's not just about the scoring. Martin's grabbing rebounds like she's got magnets in her hands or something. It's veteran level stuff, and she's doing it all with a smile on her face. The crowd's going absolutely wild every time she touches the ball. And can we talk about that layup? Martin blew past Griner like she was standing still, leaving the star player in her dust.
And I love the motor that Kate Martin plays with. She recognizes that she has a shot. If it's not there, she gives it up. Just a smart IQ.
The crowd erupted, and let me tell you, that set the tone for the rest of the game. It was like watching David take on Goliath, and David was winning big time. The analysts? They're scrambling to figure out what's happening. How is this previously overlooked player outperforming established stars like Griner and Sabali combined? It's a head scratcher for sure. You should have seen the look on the commentators' faces. One of them even said, Kate Martin looked real good on both ends of the floor.
Martin with 7 on the shot clock. Thomas back to Martin for the win!
Nice.
Miss Money, Martin!
Talk about an understatement of the century. She wasn't just looking good, she was dominating. The energy in that arena was something else. Fans were losing their minds as Martin's performance turned everything upside down.
High energy, younger player, the rookie of our group, right? The youngest player. She brings the joy.
It was like watching a movie where the underdog comes out of nowhere and steals the show. You think Martin's first half performance was impressive? Buckle up, because we're about to witness the upset of the century. Remember how I said she was playing like a veteran? Well, the second half is about to make the first look like child's play. As the third quarter kicks off, all eyes are on Martin. Can she keep up this insane momentum? Griner's team is throwing everything they've got at her, but it's like trying to stop a freight train with a feather. Martin's not just holding her own, she's cranking it up to 11.
Chisels out space. Money, Martin. Oh, yeah!
And here's the kicker. Martin's energy is infectious. Her teammates are feeding off it like it's rocket fuel. Suddenly, it's not just the Kate Martin show, it's a full team domination. They're moving like they're in perfect sync, finding impossible passing lanes and sinking shots from everywhere on the court. Let's talk numbers for a second, because they're mind-blowing. Martin's team is shooting at a ridiculous 56.9% from the field. That's not just good, that's video game numbers. And get this, they're draining threes like it's going out of style. 13 of them to be exact. It's like the basket grew 3 sizes for Martin's team, while Griner's squad is trying to throw pebbles into a thimble. Speaking of Griner's team, it's getting hard to watch. They're falling apart faster than a sandcastle in a tsunami. Every time they try to mount a comeback, Martin and her crew swat it down like it's nothing. The frustration is written all over their faces, and you can almost hear the sound of their game plan being shredded.
Hey, it's Kate Martin. Here's a quick look at our welcome day at Unrivaled. We started with the Fan Fest area. I met all the players and staff who are part of this special first season.
As the game goes on, the scoreboard starts to look like a calculator gone haywire. The gap keeps growing. 10 points, 20 points, 30 points. It's not even close anymore. It's a massacre in sneakers. Fans are pinching themselves, wondering if they've somehow stumbled into an alternate universe where rookies reign supreme and Olympians are left in the dust. And then, just when you think it can't get any more surreal, the final buzzer sounds. The scoreboard reads 86-48. That's not a typo, folks. That's a 38-point beatdown. Martin and her team didn't just win, they rewrote the history books.